Okay, hi everyone, welcome to the next video in the series, and in this one we're going to talk about the overview tab on the Companies House screen. So if you watched the last video, you know that we called up British Gas Trading Limited just to have a look through the company details, and that's as far as we got. So we're now on the overview tab, so we're just going to spend a little bit of time, a couple of minutes, just looking through this screen and just to sort of see what it means. So we've got the limited company heading, the limited company name, I should say, right at the top. So searching for your own company, then this will be your company name and your company number. Really important. You'll need that for a lot of different reasons. So it's a good idea to have a note of that. And we move down the screen. As I say, we're not going to move off the overview tab in this particular video. I just want to show you what's sort of contained in it, really. So we've got the registered office address. As I said in the last video, the registered office address is a really important thing, and I would always recommend not to use your accountant's address, but there'll be lots more about that in future videos. But whatever video I was going to say, whatever address you've got set up with your company, this is the address that will appear here. That's the registered office address, which obviously appears on public record. So you have to be mindful of that, that whatever address you're using, it will appear on the public record for the whole world to see. Company status is active. Now, the only time you need to worry is when it says anything other than active, but again, we can get into that another day. 9 times out of 10 it's going to say active there. If it does say anything different, then you can always drop me a line just to check if you're uncertain. Company type again, 99% of the time we're going to say private limited company. I won't go into other companies for now. That's not what this video is about. When it incorporated, so in this case 6th of July 95, so when the company was born, in effect, that's the date there. And now we come to a couple of really important boxes here. So company house accounts. So in this case it says next accounts made up to, so 31st of December 22 in this case. So that will be what's known as the accounting date. That's the date that your next accounts will be made up to. So if you're looking at the Companies House screen for your own company, the next accounts will be made up to that date. It doesn't mean that's when they're due. It means that's when they're made up to. The accounting year-end date is the 31st of December 22 in this case, and it will be whatever date you've got there on your particular company. And then the due date. Now, as you can see, you get 9 months to file with Companies House right from the date the accounts are made up to through to the due date. So 9 months later, in this case, is the 30th of September 2023. That's the deadline for your accounts to be filed. So that's a really important date on your company record to know, because you don't want them going overdue. You really don't want them going overdue. So be very mindful. It's a good idea to check every so often when your due date is. Make a diary note of it. Make a diary note probably a month before it, so that you've got time to get your accounts in, because being late does incur penalties. And again, we'll talk about that later. The confirmation statement is just something you file every year at Companies House, just to keep them informed that your details are correct. Every year we need to do this. So in this case, the next statement date is the 1st of June 24. So that will be the state of play, the state of affairs as at the 1st of June 2024, and you get 14 days to file that. So it'll be due 14 days later on the 15th of June 2024. So these two dates here are really important. Make sure you've got a note of those in your diary. And as I say, probably a month before, I would say, just to make sure that you're aware that you've got these two really important dates coming up. Really, really important. So you get 9 months to file your accounts, and you get 14 days after the statement date, which in this case is 1st of June 24. 14 days later is the 15th of June 24, and that's when the statement needs to be filed. There's no, at the moment, as a time of recording, which is July 23, there's no fines or penalties for overdue confirmation statements, but Companies House don't look upon it very favourably, so I would always advise you get your confirmation statement in by the due date. Accounts is much more serious. You do get fines and penalties for late accounts, so make sure they're in. A little note under there, last accounts made up to 31st December 21, that would be right. So 31st December 21 accounts are all filed in this case. The next accounts they're expecting are for the year end 31st December 22. Likewise with the confirmation statement, the last one filed in this case is 1st of June 23, so the next one they're expecting is 1st of June 25.